Hey there, I'm Dan Saavedra from mergerdata.com. And if you've ever been wondering if HubSpot can work for you as a manufacturing company, then this video is for you. Bella is one of our developers at mergerdata.com, and she built out a quick demo instance of HubSpot to show how it can be used in a manufacturing company. So in this video, Bella walks us through how HubSpot can be used in a manufacturing company, and I pretend to be a manufacturing executive asking questions along the way to highlight some more of the features that HubSpot can bring to the company. If you end up having more questions about HubSpot or are interested in getting a live demo for your specific business, don't hesitate to reach out to the team at mergerdata.com. You can email us team@mergerdata.com or just go to our website to book a strategy call. So let's dive in.
Okay, Bella, so let's pretend that I am a manufacturing executive and I'm interested in HubSpot and I want to know what HubSpot can do. So tell me what I could use HubSpot for as a manufacturing company.
Yeah, so HubSpot is a CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management Platform. And it's kind of a lot of big words, but essentially it combines everything you need to run your business in one platform itself. So let's say right now you might have a physical list of contacts, a physical list of deals, the companies that you're working with, your products, and they're all separated and in a whole bunch of files all over the place. HubSpot is a way that you can bring those all together and combine them so it's all in one platform and you can integrate and associate those different properties and objects all in one place.
Cool. Yeah, let's dive into what that looks like in the platform a little bit. If you want to show us around the contacts and deals and anything else that you might think is useful.
Sure. So a custom object is essentially a data or record that is associated with a specific type of aspect of your business. So for example, HubSpot has contact objects, company objects, and deal objects that are automatically integrated into the platform, but you can create custom objects based on what your company needs. So, for example, we can go to contacts and custom objects over here, and I created a custom object um, machines. So, let's say you wanted to learn more about what machines you have on your shop floor and you want to know their machine ID or whether or not they've been worked on before or some descriptions, examples like that. So I created, I believe there's 5 here, so you can kind of see what machines maybe you would have in your custom object. I can preview them and see what bay the machine's in. I can see what the machine is used for, if I can add some machine history. So if it had some issues in the past and it had gotten fixed, I can write some notes there so everyone on our team knows what it is. And you can create more than one custom object. You can create as many as you need based on they're really customizable. So based on whatever your company needs those objects for, you can go ahead and create those along with the associated properties. So for example, when I have Bay of Machine, that's an example of a property that I have inside an object. So you can have as many objects as you want custom, and then your properties are also custom as well. So you can have as many details that you would like inside your objects. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I can basically track the different assets that I have in my manufacturing company. I can know all the data points associated with them, and then I can tie them back to things like contacts and deals and quotes that I'm sending out to customers. So that's a really useful thing to know. How about with the standard objects in HubSpot? What are contacts? What are deals? What are companies? Why would I use them? How would I use them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if I go to contacts, for example, I'm going to filter them by the ones that I made. And here we go. Um, so I created 20 custom contacts that we can take a look at, for example. So these are all fake names and fake emails, but I can go ahead and preview or click on a contact. And then in the contact, I can see their email, their phone number if they have one. I can also track what life cycle stage they're in. And then over on the right hand side, I can see what company they're associated with. if there's any deals with that company / contact, I can see that there. And you can go through all these other things too. So if we go through playbooks or anything else like that, which we'll talk about later, but those things can also be seen in the company or in the contact when you open up a contact, which can be really helpful. So you have all your information in one place about that contact. And it's the same type of thing with companies. So if I open up my companies and just click on one of the companies that I have, for example, I have the like domain name, the industry that they're in, where they're located, a description of the company, as well as the contact that's associated with it, the deals, so the same type of thing. And you can see how your contacts and companies are integrated and what they're associated with.
Oh, that's really cool. So a contact would be a person that I'm talking to in a company, either from a marketing activity or from a sales activity. And then a company would be who they work for. And so it looks like I can associate a contact to one company. Can I do multiple companies? Let's say they have they're representative of many companies, or they've moved companies, but I still want to track all that information. Would I be able to add an additional company to the contact?
I believe so, yes. So here I have for Ryan Jacobs, I have a company, Coastal Construction. Then I can go ahead and add a new company here. You can go
Mm,
ahead and enter the domain name. And then I believe once you enter the domain name, it'll actually autofill some of this stuff. So you don't have to manually type in most of this stuff. Um, or you can add an existing, let's say let's say Ryan moves to another company that you already actually have in your HubSpot database. You can search like another company and go here and click next and add it to that contact.
awesome. So that really reduces the amount of manual data entry, because once the data is in there, we can associate it to a bunch of other objects in the platform. That's awesome. For a deal, so I see there's a deal um, attached to this contact here. How would I create an order associated with that deal? Let's say Coastal Construction had a specific order with specific products. How would I go about and make that quote and send it over to them?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go under sales and click deals. And then I have a list of deals here. So say I want to go to Coastal Construction. I can scroll down and actually make a quote. So if I go here to quotes and I click add, I can choose a template here and you can go ahead and fill this out. I'm just gonna click basic so we can walk through this. And you can have like an expiration date. You can go ahead and fill out all of these. You can click next and you can see that what contacts you want to add to this. So I can also add more contacts if there's more contacts associated with this quote. And then the company we can see here. You can go ahead and click next. And then that's just a confirmation of my information. And then we can go ahead here and add products to this quote. So I'm going to select from the product library. I'm going to go into my example products and let's just choose the first two here. I can go ahead and add those to the quote. And then you can actually change all this information here if you'd like. So we can change the term. Let's say it's 3 months and we want the quantity to be 50 of those. And then if we wanted a discount, let's say it's like a 10% discount. So we can take off $22. And then you can see a summary of the information here. So that is awesome. And then we can click next. And then we can choose some signature options or some payment options. For example, we can do an e-signature, require that the client or the contact requires that signature. And then countersigners, I'm just gonna put my name on there. So then, and on the right-hand side here, we can see that every time we've added information on this left-hand side, it updates on here. So we can kind of see where it's all gonna lay out. We can continue. And now it gives us a full view of the preview of the quote before we publish it. So I can go ahead and publish this quote. And now we have this link for the quote, and we can either copy the link if we want to send it with a like if we want to have the link copied and want to send it ourselves, or we can write an email with the quote. Um, so that's where that's going to pop up. And then once we save that quote, you can see that all the items that we added are automatically put into this deal. So for example, line items, we can see that 50 quantity of the residential walkways, and then we see the price that was at with the discount. And yeah, that's how you kind of create a quote and add certain products for a specific deal.
Nice. And it looks like the amount updated in the deal as well in the top left under the title. So that's all automated. That's awesome. One thing before we
Yes.
move on to another question that I had was in the middle there, I see that there's activities and a filter. What is that in the middle of the deal object here? And I think we saw it in contacts and companies as well.
Yeah, so an activity would be if you had, let's say you had a call with them, you can track that activity there and it will show up on all this activity stuff. So you can get kind of like an overview. So for example, with calls, you can actually make a playbook. So I have this introduction playbook here that I can use. And then let's say we had a call with coastal construction. I can go ahead and click that playbook inside of the deals screen that we're on here. And let's say we had like an introduction call, so I can write notes and go through this whole thing. And then once this is saved, I can log this call. I can log it as like an outcome. Let's say we connected, and then I have to fill this out for it to save. But once I had filled this out, you can log the call, and then all the notes that were on this will show up in your activity. And then also like deal activities. So if we close the deal with them, if we have a deal that just opened with them, or we have a contract that's got sent out, all that activity will be there, so you can see it, a summary of everything that's happening when you pull up the
Mm,
deal.
got it. Can we toggle that filter by filter activity up top there and then
Mhm.
just select all? Perfect. Just to see everything. Oh, could you click it again? I don't think it works.
I don't know why it's not selecting all of them, but
That's weird. Might be a browser issue right now. That's okay. We can click on. So if I was to add just a note, for example, if I clicked on the notes tab up there, okay, I could just create a note there for later so every
mhm.
teammate. Awesome. That's great to see. All right. So let's say I close a deal there. They sign the quote. Uh, they pay for it, or they have their net 90, whatever terms that they have, and I want to track where the production process is at. How would I do that inside of HubSpot here? If I was a small manufacturer, didn't have an ERP system, what would I do?
Yeah, so you can actually create a ticket over on the right-hand side here, still under the deals page that we're on. So I can go ahead and add a ticket, and we can fill this out, and you can create a create date, select the contacts, the companies, create a ticket description, and select a pipeline. So we can do fulfillment pipeline. And then once we create this ticket, you'll be able to, the customer and our, like your business will be able to see where the current order is at in the order process, um, which is really awesome. So
Cool. And this can be automated, right? Like when the deal closes, we can just automatically have a ticket created with all the products.
yes, that is correct.
Perfect. Cool. So let's say we're not a small manufacturer. Let's say we have an existing ERP like NetSuite. So we don't need to track every detail inside of HubSpot. Maybe we want it synced back to HubSpot though. How would we do that? How would we get NetSuite integrated into HubSpot here?
Yeah, so HubSpot actually has an app integration tool. So if we go up to this little bar up here, we can click on this little store icon and go to App Marketplace. And then we can search the app. So you said NetSuite. So I can go ahead and search NetSuite, click on it, and then we can go ahead and integrate this app so that your data that's pulling from NetSuite is also going to be reflected in HubSpot as well.
Got it. Okay, so let's say that I don't use NetSuite. I have an ERP that I want to connect to HubSpot, but it's not in the app marketplace. What would we do? How would we get those connected?
Yeah, so that is not a problem. We can go ahead and create an ERP for you and connect that to HubSpot. So if we search for it and we can't find it, we can create that integration for you. So it's not an issue.
Perfect. So the mergerdata.com team would be able to build that custom integration and get everything connected. That is great to know. Okay, so now we have all this data inside of HubSpot. We've been using it for a while. How do we make business decisions? How do we look at that data?
Yeah, so I already pulled up our dashboard because it's on my home screen, but you can go ahead and create reports from your custom objects and custom properties. So I won't go through this completely, but you can create a report and then pick some objects and then create a kind of report or visualization that is going to look like one of these. So here I just kind of have some summary statistics. So when I pull up my dashboard, I can see very clearly where we're at with certain things. So for example, deals or where our contacts are in the life cycle stage, where our companies are located, and then what industry they're in. So once you have data, to analyze this, you can create any kind of reports that are really customizable. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to look at, what your company wants to look at, and then create visualizations for them and have them in a dashboard so you can easily access them. They're automatically updated, so you can pull them up whenever you want and see where your data has changed and analyze your data from there.
Perfect. So I can pretty much do all of my analysis, all of my planning inside of HubSpot, as long as the data is collected in there. I don't have to have a separate tool for that. That's good to know. That's useful. So always good not having to spend extra money on additional visualization tools. I know HubSpot has an API, so if you do want to use an existing or another visualization tool, you can always do that. Combine the data with other systems as well. Cool. So now we know what we can do in HubSpot if we're a manufacturing company. This was a great walkthrough of different feature sets that would be useful, that would solve some problems with data, quality issues, with tracking things throughout the company. So I appreciate this, Bella. It was a great walkthrough.
Awesome, you're welcome. Hope this helped.
All right, so there you have it. We walked you through some of the basic functionality that HubSpot has to offer for manufacturing companies. Obviously, it offers way more in terms of customizations, automations, and capabilities for exactly how your business runs. If you're interested in getting started with HubSpot, reach out to the mergerdata.com team. We'd be happy to set up a demo for you that fits exactly how your business runs and how you imagine yourself using HubSpot. So once again, our email is team@mergerdata.com, or you can go to our website and book a strategy call directly on the homepage. I'm Dan Saavedra, the founder of mergerdata.com. Thank you for stopping by, and we hope to see you on another video.